Hi guys, it's Debbie and today I would like to speak about Beauty and the Beast directed by Bill Condon. It is a romantic 2017 live action film which speaks of the relationship between young, beautiful and clever Belle, portrayed by Emma Watson, and a monstrous creature, the Beast, portrayed by Dan Stevens. The cast also includes Luke Evans as Gaston and Ewan McGregor, Stanley Tucci, Emma Thompson and Ian McKellen as people cursed into becoming household objects. Beauty and the Beast is actually based on an 18th century fairy tale which in 1991 was adapted into a highly successful animated movie. Disney has actually recently been creating numerous live action films, so successful live action films based on older fairy tales or animated films. So for example we had Maleficent, Alice in Wonderland, The Jungle Book and so on. Then there should be a Mulan live action film next year, followed by Mary Poppins Returns, the second Jungle Book and The Lion King. And in the future we should also be expecting live action films about Pinocchio, Cruella de Vil, The Little Mermaid, Dumbo, Aladdin, Christopher Robin, Pinocchio. I know a huge amount of people were hyped for the release of Beauty and the Beast because of the nostalgia for the older animated version. Now I won't lie, I personally wasn't very excited for this film. I wasn't attracted to it because of my childhood memories, but I was extremely pleased when I went to see it and realised how awesome it was. So the 2017 Beauty and the Beast follows again along the lines of the 18th century fairy tale with some minor differences. So it is the story of Belle, which lives with her father in a very small and close-minded town in France. She is a clever and independent woman, but doesn't feel at ease in this environment as she is often heavily criticised for not adapting to the other villagers' simple lifestyle, and prefers to spend her time reading, developing her culture and her practical skills. She attracts the attention of Gaston, an arrogant and selfish man which desperately wants to marry Belle and believes that his good looks will be able to pierce her heart. But here comes one of the major topics in the film: inner beauty versus outer beauty. The whole film stresses how our most important features are not the ones we can physically see on the outside, but our moral qualities, our goodness, our happiness, our willingness to help others. Gaston is a good-looking man, but he is completely empty on the inside. He doesn't hesitate in hurting other people's feelings and believes he is entitled to anything because of his looks. Belle, on the other hand, is joyful, brave, happy, dedicated. She is kind and doesn't feel superior because of her knowledge. On the contrary, she tries to share it with other people and in general help others. So while Gaston's looks quickly become annoying and boring, Belle appears to radiate joy, happiness and beauty throughout all of the film. So again, stressing how important inner beauty is and what real beauty is. This concept is then reinforced when we meet the Beast. He is a prince which in the past used to be a very arrogant, selfish person. He used to only care for outer beauty and scorn whoever wasn't in his league. Because of this terrible attitude, he was cursed by a witch into becoming a frightening creature. The witch also gave him a rose and warned him that if he didn't manage to find true love by the time the last petal fell, his monstrous condition would last forever. The prince was so depressed because of this curse, because of the loneliness it caused, because he used to be surrounded by many friends and he used to enjoy wealthy parties, that he closed himself into the castle on his own, away from curious eyes, and his only company were his servants, which were all transformed into household objects. A series of events allows the Beast to meet Belle, and she isn't put off by his appearance, and on the contrary, she stands up to his sad and arrogant attitude, speaks to him, understands that there is much more than what meets the eye, doesn't judge him but accepts him for who he is and tries to help him. So again, we have the concept of first impressions, social standards, and the importance of what is beneath and not what we can see on the outside. The film contains all the typical features of a fairy tale. So for example, an environment which reflects the character's nature. Take a look at the hostile environment, the snowy forest that surrounds the prince's castle, reflecting his curse, his condition. Then we have the element of true love, which will ultimately save the situation. And then we have all a series of magical creatures, enchanted objects, so in general the element of magic. Another feature though is how this film is also slightly different from other movies adapted from fairy tales. We usually can't identify with fairy tale characters in general. Their stories are wonderful, they are fascinating, we can draw wisdom from them, but they still remain stories from centuries ago which we can't really 100% relate to. Instead, Belle represents a woman we can totally relate to. She appears more like a 21st century woman, so as her father describes, before her time. She definitely doesn't enjoy a wealthy lifestyle, but still refuses the economic and social security Gaston offers, a promise most girls of her time would have blindly accepted. She also enjoys activities which at the time were mainly considered a male priority, such as carrying out small works of engineering, studying, and so on. I think Emma Watson was absolutely perfect in her role as Belle. I know Emma Watson's personal life in general reflects Belle, as she is often described with what we usually call beauty and brains. But if we also look at her role without considering her background, I still found her completely charming and graceful, with just the right amount of beautiful magnetism, but also managing to show Belle's strength when she has to stand up for herself. I also absolutely loved Luke Evans' portrayal of Gaston. He was simultaneously both hilarious and detestable, and I also enjoyed the ensemble of characters which were the magic household items and the way in which they were brought to life. The piano whose keys were teeth, the footstool dog, the boxing coat hanger, they were all so unique. I would definitely recommend watching this film. It is not another movie on the now seemingly infinite list of money-thirsty products. It will appeal to younger audiences because there are many scenes specifically created for them, but the darker look and deeper themes will also appeal to an adult audience. One last thing I would like to say is that I personally have no idea where all the controversy about a homosexual romantic relationship is coming from, because not considering the fact that it would be perfectly normal and there's nothing wrong with that, I just didn't see it in the film, and in general there was nothing that really stood out to me. I actually had to Google which character all the fuss was about. Let me know what you thought about Beauty and the Beast with a comment here below, and if you enjoyed this video make sure to subscribe for many more movie related videos. See you soon, bye!